Listen, if you work a 9 to 5 job right now and you know that God has called you for more, this video is for you. And in no shape, way, or form am I bashing anybody with a 9 to 5. Like, currently, I work a 9 to 5, and to be honest, I have a lot of gratitude for my 9 to 5. But at the same time, when you know that God has called you for more, when you know that God has put a vision or a purpose on your heart that surpasses your 9 to 5, man, sometimes it can get a little lonely when you work in that job, but you know that God has called you for more. Sometimes it can be a little discouraging when you getting that paycheck and you know God has put in your heart 3 times that paycheck. You know what I'm saying? It get lonely. You feel me? So once again, before I get into this video, I'm not bashing nobody who love their job. I think having a 9 to 5 job in this economy is a flex because we all know what's going on right now, right? But for my people, for my creators, for my entrepreneurs who know in their spirit that God has said more over your life, like, this video is for you. You know what I'm saying? Because I get it. I know how discouraging it can feel to go clock in for somebody else when you feel like I should be building my own dream. You know what I'm saying? I should be in control of my own schedule. And in reality, like, that may be true, but everything do take time. And lately I've been feeling like a little discouraged working at my job, you know what I'm saying, while I'm on my journey of financial freedom and building the life that God has created me to build, right? So in today's video, I'm talking to y'all, but I'm also keeping it real with myself, and the more I pour into y'all, the more I pour into myself, you know what I'm saying? So let's get right into the video, man. Working a 9 to 5 while chasing your dreams is not easy. I'm gonna just be honest with you. It's not easy, but it's possible. It is possible, and it's all about your mindset and your perspective. And to be honest, the first thing that you got to do when you trying to, like, go clock in but still make sure that you chasing your dreams, first things first, is you gotta be grateful. You gotta have gratitude. You have to have gratitude for your job. And I know that sounds crazy, but I think that we've gotten to a point where we just want to bash the 9 to 5. And to be honest, like, I am pro 9 to 5. Like, you need some type of income while you're on your journey. And again, in today's economy, like, to even have a job is a flex, you feel me? Because there's people right now who haven't had work in months or years. So to have a steady income, if that's a 9 to 5 or a side hustle, that is a flex right now. And I think that we have to have more gratitude for these jobs, especially when you're building, because we all know, like, when you build something, you do take a lot of risk. You know what I'm saying? And to be able to have something that is consistent while you're taking risk is a flex. You got to understand that the more gratitude that you have, it's going to be easier to create opportunities because you're going to be more in a receiving type of state. Once you open up your energy and you're thankful for what you have, God will give you more. And the reason why God will give you more when you're more grateful is because your perspective changes. You're not looking at your life like, oh, I'm missing something. If anything, you're grateful for what you have, and that way your perspective, it changes. Now you're able to see more opportunities. Now you're able to see things from a different perspective. At the same time, like, I feel like we got to be grateful because a lot of us prayed for the jobs that we have now. I know I did. I'm gonna be real with y'all. I did. It was a point in time in my life where I had to start over. This is about 2 years ago. I had to completely start over from scratch. Like burn up the list that I wrote down for my life and started over from point number one. That's the place I was in about 2 years ago, right? And I remember in that time, like, I was like, God, I need a job. Like, I need something to help me become consistent. You feel me? Because at that time, I was kind of in and out of entrepreneurship. I was making money, I was losing money. Then I went through a season where I went through all of my savings, you know what I'm saying? So God kind of humbled me, and I was like, I don't want to work a job. I don't want to work a job. But at that time, I needed something consistent. You feel me? I needed something that was going to help me get out of my comfort zone. At that time, I was going through a lot of, like, solitude and unhealthy isolation. I was pretty much by myself all the time. So when I started praying for this job and an opportunity to open up, it opened up, but it also healed me at the same time because it pushed me into my purpose. I feel like the job that I work right now, I'm gonna spare y'all the details, but I'll say this. I work around a lot of people, and because I work with hundreds of people a day, it's cultivated my speaking gift. A lot of us work jobs right now that we hate, right? We probably don't feel in alignment with, but if you open your eyes and you really pay attention to it, there's something in there right now that God is using to develop your character. you know. And that's why it's so important to just really pay attention and to just have gratitude, because when you have gratitude, it changes everything. Like the fact that I can even correlate my speaking gift with my job, I probably wouldn't be able to speak this well or have this type of confidence on camera if it wasn't for my job. You know what I'm saying? My job gave me stable income. Like coming from somebody who was working, who was an entrepreneur, who was getting unsteady income. 1 month was high, 1 month was low. I needed something consistent. You know what I'm saying? Like I needed something consistent. So getting a job, it helped me build that consistency. And then also it helped me build that discipline too. Like I was an entrepreneur. I'm used to just coming and going whenever I want, which wasn't good at the time because I didn't really have no discipline, you know? So working in a place where they expect you to be there every day, like it can feel kind of like grueling, like, bro, I don't want to keep giving this job my energy. But at the same time, like it's building that discipline. You feel me? It's helping you do things that you don't want to do every single day. So that way, when God really bless you, when God really put the blueprint in your hand, you already got the characteristics of the person that can execute it. You feel me? So have gratitude for where you're at, man. Don't let the society make it feel like you behind because you got a job, bro. Like having a job right now is a flex. You feel me? You are already ahead of 95% of people. Most entrepreneurs that started without a job, they would tell you themselves like they wish they had that steady income coming in because it takes a lot of pressure off the table. Like your bills is paid for. Everything else is just overtime. Like whatever you can create from your business, that's just added on. You know what I'm saying? So be grateful. Like that's first things first. Have gratitude for the 9-to-5 job. All right. So the second point I want to talk about is like, now that you're grateful for what you have, man, we have to learn how to create the 5 to 9. Okay. And what I mean by that is like, we go to our 9-to-5, we get this job, all of our energy, we showing up, we're present, we do what we supposed to do, and we clock out. But once you clock out, you got to clock in on yourself. It's not enough to just go home and not work on yourself, bro. Like if you're trying to really build something, if you really want more, God will give you more, but you have to be willing to sacrifice. You got to be willing to put some type of pain in, some type of sacrifice in, because if you just go into a job, right, and you putting that pain in for them, and then you come home and you're not doing nothing for yourself, you can't expect your situation or your circumstances to get better. If anything, it's going to stay the same. You know what I'm saying? So you have to create space. You have to create space to work on yourself. Like for me, I work mid-shift, right? So I wake up before I go to work. You know what I'm saying? That is my 5 to 9. And sometimes I'm really doing like a 5 to 12. Like I'm putting in work before I go to work. Like if I'm gonna go clock in for somebody else and build somebody else's dreams, you best believe I'm gonna build me up first. You know what I'm saying? So make time. You know, we got the time. A lot of us feel like we don't have time to execute. You have time, even if it's 1 to 2 hours a day, that compounds. A lot of us be thinking like, oh, if I don't have a whole day to work on myself, I might as well not work on myself. And that could be furthest from the truth. Like you got to understand that your 9-to-5 is going to pay your bills, but your 5 to 9 will build the freedom. That's going to get you free. You know what I'm saying? So when you tired, when you feel like, bro, I don't have no energy, I don't want to wake up early, I don't want to stay up late, just remember, you asking God for a whole different life. And God gave you the vision, God gave you the blueprint, but faith without works is dead. You got to understand that your faith is not enough. You need to take action. You have to take action, and you have to have a system and a plan. Like, it's not enough to just have faith all day and think about what you want to do all day, bro. Like, at some point, you got to put your money where your mouth is, and you have to move your feet. God cannot bless what you won't move. You know what I'm saying? Like if you steady just standing still and you just writing down all these ideas, but you're not executing or you're not creating space to put the work in, God is never going to be able to fully bless you. You know what I'm saying? So understand that like faith without works is dead. Like your action is what makes your faith complete. Like if you ain't taking no action, bro, do you really have faith at the end of the day? Because faith is really like a verb. You know what I'm saying? It's something that you have to do. It's not enough to talk about it no more, man. You have to actually put in some type of work, some type of pain, and it's gonna be uncomfortable. Like waking up before you go to work or stand up after work is uncomfortable, but nothing worth having is gonna come easy, bro. We got to understand that this is gonna take a level of sacrifice, you know. Embrace the uncomfortability. Understand that like when you're trying to do something different from everybody else around you, like it's going to be uncomfortable, right? But at the same time, you gotta look at it like, why would you give a job 100% and then don't give yourself nothing? You know what I'm saying? Like You deserve something. You feel me? If you're gonna show up for that job every single day, but then you could complain about the life that you want to create, something gotta give, man. It might be sleep. It might be hanging out with your friends. Sometimes you gotta turn that little TV off. Sometimes you gotta stop texting that little girl, that little boy. Sometimes you just gotta get in your bag. You know what I'm saying? You have to set up healthy boundaries, man. And I have that. Like in my life, like it's maybe like 1 or 2 people that can get in contact with me at all times. You know what I'm saying? My phone is on do not disturb. Like I'm in my bag right now. I don't have time to mess around. You feel me? Like that 5 to 9 or that 9, like whenever you wake up early or you got to stay up late after your job, that is your time to lock in. No distractions. You know, go all in on the vision. Is it uncomfortable? Yes. Are you gonna be frustrated? Are you gonna be tired? Yes. But all that pain that you feel is filling your purpose. You know, like you got to understand when you had them early mornings when you don't want to rise up, when you had them late nights when things don't make sense, man, all that is pushing you. All that pain is pushing you. You're gonna get exactly what you want at the end, as long as you don't quit. As long as you don't quit. So make sure you create time to work on you. Do not go to that job and get them 100% and then come home and not work on you. Like, respect the job. Have gratitude for the job, but respect yourself. Respect yourself and respect the vision that God has given you. And then point number 3, man, this one right here is a bar because I feel like I talk about this a lot. And that's because I stand on it. But when you really know that God has called you for more, when you know God put something major in your life, you got to move in silence, especially while you at your job. You cannot be at your job telling these people what you got going on when you get home, or telling people about your dreams and the things that only you and God are supposed to talk about. When you at your job, you have to understand that, like, no disrespect to the 9 to 5, but you're working amongst people with different frequencies, right? They have a whole different belief system. A lot of people that you work with don't believe in what you believe in. They don't understand financial freedom. You feel me? They don't understand that, like, there's a way that you could take that little paycheck that you're making every month and God will multiply that. They don't understand that vision. They don't understand that we don't got to put in 40, 50 or 60 hours a week. We can put in 10, 15 hours a week and make more income. They're not going to understand that. And to be honest, you can't get mad at them for not understanding. You feel me? They have their own paradigm. You have to protect your vision. You feel me? I know that it get lonely when you on the journey, when you ain't seeing no results. You want somebody to just simply believe in you, right? So sometimes you do overshare. Sometimes you do start talking before you have proof. But to be honest, like, you setting yourself up, because these people are not going to believe you unless you got something to show for it. You know what I'm saying? So move in silence when you're at the 9 to 5. Like, don't expect validation in a place that you know that you're misaligned with. Like, you got to stop asking people to validate what God showed you. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you at that job, do your job and go home. Like, you don't have time to be entertaining or talking about what you got going on. Like, you must protect the vision at all costs. You must. Like, you got to understand, like, my thing when I work at my job, and no shade to my job, you know what I'm saying? But I had to realize, like, man, I'm not aligned with a lot of people here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm working the same job, but I have a different mindset. And because of that, I can't talk too much. You feel me? I can't engage in the same conversations because I'm already misaligned with the job. So if I'm already engaging and having conversations with people that don't vibrate at the same level, subconsciously, what am I doing to my mind? What am I doing to my own belief system? If I'm talking to people who all they do is complain about money, all they do is complain about their job, all they do is complain about them circumstances, what am I doing to myself? I'm sitting here talking about faith, about moving in faith, about taking a big leap, and I'm talking to people who don't believe in nothing outside of their normal. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you really doing to your subconscious mind? You feel what I'm saying? So sometimes, like, when I'm at work, I don't even talk. And not like that, I just have to protect my energy. And if you came across this video, you got to protect your energy. You don't have time to be pouring and pouring and pouring. When I'm at work, man, I'm reading a book. Like, I'm trying to keep my vibration high. You know, I might watch a podcast. You feel me? I might do something to keep me believing in my dreams. You know what I'm saying? Because it's easy to get distracted when you're at the 9 to 5. It's easy to kind of fall victim to what's around you. So it's going to take a different type of energy to stay locked in. You're going to have to be on your P's and Q's. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a program at your job. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's thinking the same. Everybody's doing the same. If you pay attention, people even eat the same at the job. Like, this is a program. You know what I'm saying? And you have to stay aware. You got to stay conscious. Do not go unconscious at your job. Stay conscious, stay aware, because if you do go unconscious, you're going to be in a loop and it's going to be harder to get out of your situation. Even me, sometimes I be falling victim to it, like, and I have to catch myself like, bro, I can't have this conversation with this person. There's no need for me to prove a point to somebody who don't even believe in themselves. Why am I trying to get them to believe in me when they don't believe in themselves? You know what it don't make sense. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes, man, less is more. Sometimes you just gotta move in silence and be okay with that. You don't always got to get the last thing in. You don't always got to prove your point. Sometimes less is more. Sometimes you got to bring you a book and put your little earphone in and listen to your podcast. You know, listen to people who are going through the same thing as you, but who made it out. Like, you can't conform to the energy around you. I'm gonna tell y'all that right now. Do not conform to the energy around you. Stay focused. Move in silence. And then last but not least, use the job. Don't let the job use you. And to be honest, man, this is why I have gratitude for my job. I'm gonna tell you this right now. I'm gonna tell y'all a little story. When I first started my job, they had unlimited overtime. Okay, I'm coming from a place of like starting over. Like, I'm in a new city. I don't really have a lot of money to my name. You know what I'm saying? At the time, I didn't have my own crib. I was having a roommate and stuff like that, right? I got this job. And the beautiful part about this job is that it had unlimited overtime. You know what I'm saying? So I was getting in my bag. I was working overtime. I was running up a bag, getting my finances in order, right? And that blessed me long term because it helped me get my autonomy back. You feel me? It helped me get back in my own crib. It helped me get back on top of my finances and things of that nature. So that's why I don't bash a 9-to-5, because there's a lot of beauty in a 9-to-5 when you're building yourself up, right? Like, you have to use it strategically. Like, I'm not telling you to burn out, but there's something in that job right now that you can use that can push you forward. And you just got to be aware enough to pay attention. You know, like for me, when I'm at my 9-to-5, like I'm taking notes, I'm studying, I'm reading books, I'm studying people. I'm like, dang, that'd be a good business idea. Or dang, like, I don't want to be like that person. So you know what? Like, I'm gonna work harder. Like even with the 9-to-5, bro, like, you can use that money to invest in your business. Like, you know, like, there's a lot of times where I work overtime. I run up the bag so that way I got more money to pour into my YouTube or to get a better camera or something of that nature. Use the job. Like, just make sure you're always up one. Don't let this job use you. Okay? Like, obviously it's a transaction, right? When you go to that job, you're giving them something and they're giving you something, but always be one up on that job. You know what I'm saying? Like, even when I'm at work, like, I use that time to listen to podcasts or read my books. Like, I'm not going to just be there just working. Like, I'm finding creative ways to stay tapped in. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't let this job just keep you in survival mode. Like, yes, we want to build a better life. Yes, we want more for ourselves. And sometimes that takes starting with a job, but don't let that be your end goal. You know what I'm saying? Like, get what you got to get out of this job and move forward. Don't get stuck there. Don't think that that's your end. You know what I'm saying? And again, I'm not knocking 9-to-5s. I know people right now who love their jobs, and I love that for them. I'm talking to the people who know that they can do better, who know that God has called them further, and they just happen to work a job right now. But I'm talking to my people who are creators, people who believe in time and financial freedom, people who want to work for themselves, you know? And to be honest, like, working for yourself is even harder. Like, let's keep it a buck, because you don't have nobody telling you when to clock in, you know? But use the 9-to-5, man. Use that discipline of having to be there on time as a way to build discipline. So that way, when you get your business, you know you're going to show up for yourself on time. You know what I'm saying? Use the 9-to-5 to strategically build. Like, the 9-to-5 is a great thing if you know how to use it, man. I'm telling you, like, because that's already one stream of income. So now you got one stream of income on deck. Anything after that is just it's go time, bro. Any other income after that, you can go invest that into your business. You can start saving up for a rainy day. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so many ways to use your 9-to-5. Like, my only thing I would say is just, like, open your mind. Don't let society make you feel like having a job is bad. I mean, having a job is a flex. Like, when I meet people that got a job, I'm like, bro, that's dope, because the economy that we in right now is insane. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's insane. Just understand, like, your job is just a vehicle, bro. It's supposed to take you from one place to another. Don't get stuck there. Don't get stuck there. That's all I would say is, like, don't get stuck in a place that you know God is calling you out of. Don't be afraid to take risks. Like, when you have a job, you can take more risk. You know what I'm saying? Because you have a safety net. You getting a paycheck every week or every 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what to expect with that job, so you can kind of, like, use that job as a safety net, and then take more risks. Like, don't be afraid to try something new. You know, like you kind of have a little bit more leeway because you have something to fall back on. Like other people that is on their journeys, they may not have nothing else to fall back on. You know what I'm saying? So that's a flex, man. That's a great thing to have. Like, you know what? Okay, I got my income coming in. I can support myself. I can support my family. Okay, let me go take some risks. Let me go try something. You feel me? You gotta try. Like, use that 9 to 5 to take a risk and to try something different. Because again, nothing changes if nothing changes, man. If you ain't taking no risk, what are we really doing? Like, you can't complain about where you're at, but you afraid to take a risk, bro. The 9 to 5 is there to protect you for the most part. For the most part, I ain't gonna say protect you, but y'all get what I'm trying to say. So don't be afraid to take a risk, man. Don't be afraid to take a risk. Don't be afraid to try something different while you have the 9 to 5. You know what I'm saying? Because we all know the 9 to 5 is not guaranteed. Let's just be real. Like, it ain't guaranteed, right? So while you have it, use it. Use it. Like finesse the 9 to 5. I hate to say it like that, but you know what I'm saying? Like, don't be afraid to do something while you had a 9 to 5. Pick up a side hustle. You know, go learn a trade. Start YouTube. Create content. Like, when you have the 9 to 5 job, that is the perfect time to bet on yourself. Because if it don't work out, you still got your 9 to 5. All right. So I know you're tired. I know it's a journey, and that's why I'm being transparent, because I'm on my journey too. It do get tiring, you feel me? But at the same time, man, we gotta find a way to persevere. We gotta find a way to stay focused. You gotta understand that, like, the enemy tries to distract and destroy you in so many ways, and it could be through your job. You know, like, I had to catch myself from feeling just how I was feeling with my job. Like, bro, be grateful that you have a job, because I remember when I didn't have one. Like, I remember when I prayed and I fasted to get this job. You know what I'm saying? Like, and how everything played out. This was the best situation for me in the time being. You know, now I don't want to get stuck here. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that this is my forever, but me having gratitude, it just changes my perspective. It helps me just stay on a higher vibration. You know, I know God got more for me. I know that I have to put work in. I know I got to show up every single day. I got to do what I got to do. But at the same time, like, let's flip our mindsets when it come down to having jobs, because honestly, it's really a flex. It's really a flex, man. Like, this little side hustle or whatever you working on, if you keep at it and you listen to the things I just told you in this video, bro, like, you're gonna get free one day. And it's all gonna make sense, man. And you're gonna be grateful that you worked a 9 to 5. Like, I know once I get out of my 9 to 5, I'm gonna always give credit to my 9 to 5, because it made me so uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel so uncomfortable where I'm at. I'm grateful, but I feel so uncomfortable where I'm at. Like, I don't feel comfortable, like, not getting up early and not working on myself, like, or not going as hard as I can on myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's always some type of beauty or some type of opportunity in your obstacle. You just got to change your perspective, you know? So to anybody working at 9 to 5, that's putting that work in, that's putting that pain in, I believe in you. I really do. And you came across this video for a reason. Like, I believe in you. I believe in what you believe in. You feel me? But you got to keep believing in you. Even when nobody around you is believing in you, you got to keep showing up. You got to stay grateful for where you at. You got to create a plan. You got to use your job. You know what I'm saying? And you got to just stay persistent, man. Just keep having faith. Understand that that one thing that you're building alongside your job is going to be the thing that's going to set you free. But you got to make sure that you don't quit. You got to make sure that you just keep going and you keep showing up no matter what. It get lonely, but it gets better. Just stay tapped in. Stay trusting God. And stay believing in yourself. That's all I got. Peace and love. I'm out.